Hello everybody, what's going on? Jerome here, and today I have for you guys some Bloons Tower Defense 5 gameplay, and this is the April 3rd, 2012's challenge Look Right. Now I know what you're thinking, why am I doing a challenge in the past? Well, for a couple reasons. The first reason is because it's a new update to Bloons Tower Defense 5 that lets you use any kind of challenge that was in April. Now if you don't know already, the game has a daily challenge every single day, and then it lets you backtrack them up to a certain month, which as of yesterday was only March. Now they added in April, and then hopefully next month they'll add in the month after that, and so on and so forth. So I decided to celebrate the addition of April by beating a challenge from April. Now the other reason that it's important is because just because the challenge is from the past, it does not mean you will not get points for it. Even if you have already beaten it, you'll still get monkey money from it. So it's all in good fun, and I kind of just wanted to get back into the game in a bang, so I decided the best way would be doing a daily challenge that seems to be a little bit enjoyable and not too difficult for me, because I really am interested in getting back into this game. Which, by the way, is also the reason why I bought Bloons Tower Defense 5 Deluxe Package. It doesn't come out for a while now, but I still bought it anyway. I pre-ordered it, and yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. So to start off this challenge, basically, the best thing to do is build yourself a nice little monkey apprentice, and make sure you upgraded him one to the left and one to the right. I wasn't really paying attention there, so I let one through, but it's really no big deal. If you're wondering why I don't really care that much, it's because if you look at the scenario, we're kind of really set up. The challenge isn't that bad. All the challenge is to beat this mode on easy by only using towers on the right, and that includes not using road spikes, only being able to use pineapples. Sounds difficult, but really it's probably one of the easier challenges out there. In fact, it's kind of like just beating the game normally, to be completely honest with you guys, and beating it on easy is not that bad at all. I'll show you guys a couple of tricks on the fact that you won't have your super monkeys there to get you through the 2 Moab rounds, 46 and 50, but besides that, you really shouldn't struggle at all. So make sure now that you've already upgraded him, one to the left and one to the right, that you get your monkey apprentice to go 2 to the left and 2 to the right. The 2 to the left so you can get his lightning ability and take out a bunch of targets at once, and you want to get him 2 to the right, maybe not immediately. I did it anyway because I know I'm going to forget, but you're going to need to eventually do it that way. When the camo balloons come around, he'll be able to get them. Now right here, you're going to make yourself the glue gunner, and he is truly going to be your best friend, this glue gunner. You focus him on strong units, and what his upgrades can do if you upgrade him to the left and one to the right at the beginning, it allows it to last a longer time, the glue, while at the same time breaking through layers of glue using corrosive glue, and allowing the glue to still exist by having the, I don't know what the exact name is, but it's the first upgrade to the left, and what that allows it to do is it allows it to break through multiple layers, or soak through multiple layers. So that's why you're going to pick him. He's a really good choice, and he'll easily burn straight through any lead balloons that your electric ability on your monkey apprentice doesn't do already. So you kind of set yourself up just fine. Now after this, you're going to want to set up a bunch of tack shooters. I would suggest just upgrading one of them all the way first before you start buying a bunch. Get him 3 to the left and 2 to the right. You don't need to get that final upgrade. It's good, but it's really just costly, and you can't waste money when you only have you know, different types of towers on the right side. You kind of don't have that liberty to just waste all your money away, but you can still kind of, you know, spend a little bit. So it's good to try and get, you know, yourself a nice little setup here, and getting those tack shooters online is definitely key. You're going to be able to fit 3 more on there with the monkey apprentice, so that's, or 3 total I should say, with the monkey apprentice, so that's always good, and you shouldn't have any trouble at all. Now the point of them is basically to stop anything that your monkey apprentice won't be able to hit, because as the rounds go on, the game tends to not just send out stronger units, but it sends out a ton of units, and your monkey apprentice just won't be able to cut it, even with his electrical ability. So just keep sending them out like this, and you'll be setting yourself up just fine. Now you're probably wondering, what is my strategy? How am I actually going to be able to beat those giant Moab balloons? And the answer is simple. Just because I don't have any super monkeys does not mean it's difficult to take them out. If you upgrade right over here, if you look the bomb tower, 3 to the right, you get yourself something called the Moab, I'm trying to remember. I haven't played this game in a while, but I think it's called the Moab Annihilator or something. A Moab Assassin. That's it. The Moab Assassin. That's pretty good. You have to admit, that's pretty good for not playing this game that much lately. But the Moab Assassin ability, and what the Moab Assassin ability will do is actually hunt down and take out Moab balloons, doing I think 1,000 damage per hit. So they're really just built to take out those Moab balloons. And if you were to build about 3-4 of them, you'll set yourself up just fine. While at the same time, your other towers will do a lot of damage as well. So kind of, you're pretty much set. So what we have here is a really strong setup. It's going to be very difficult for any balloons to even think of breaking through there, but if they ever start to get a little bit risky, you can always get yourself glue splatter, and that should take care of that. A really smart idea as well is to maybe, if you would like to take this strategy, do the monkey ace strategy, which is basically instead of all the tack shooters or anything like that, you build a monkey apprentice, the glue gunner, then you build the monkey ace, and you only upgrade him to the left, so you can get the, I believe it's called the shade upgrade. It's 4 to the left, and the thing becomes insane. It basically becomes the equivalent of an AC-130 from Call of Duty. It actually is completely insane. Same exact premise as well as an AC-130, so I think it's a definite ripoff of the AC-130, which I know is a real life thing. I'm not saying Call of Duty invented it. I was just referencing Call of Duty for the type of AC-130, you know, but you get the point. It really does a lot of damage, and it's a good thing to have around. So let's get ourselves set up now with the bomb tower right here. And I'll just show you guys. You get the missile launcher, then right here, the Moab Mauler, and the one after that's Moab Assassin. You don't need Moab Assassin, but it certainly does help, especially because, if you hear me out here, round 46 only has a single Moab balloon, which I know is not that much, but it can do a little bit of damage. But if you just have one of them and you use the special Moab ability against it, it'll take it out instantly. Right here, as you can tell, it does 1,000 damage to ZOMG balloons instead of destroying them, and it'll destroy any kind of other Moab balloon. And it only costs $2,700, so that's good there. That'll set you up to get through round 46. But now you're wondering, Jerome, what about round 50 when there are a total of 3 Moab balloons? Well, simple enough. You just build 3 Moab Maulers. I know that sounds really easy, but it actually does get a little costly, and it comes down to the wire towards the end. But you should be able to clear away all the Moab Maulers by around 45. Maybe it might take you to around 49 just to make sure everything's secured, and any extra money you have should probably be invested in either backup Moab Maulers or not so much of them, but maybe perhaps upgrading your glue gunner to have glue splatter ability. That's probably where you're going to want to spend all your money. There we go. If you're wondering as well, another good way to do this is once you get yourself all the yeah, see right here, the Monkey Apprentice isn't really cutting it right now against all those camo balloons, so it is a little bit of trouble that you're going to be facing, but there's not really much you can do to get around it. The best strategy I would recommend, probably to make sure you don't get destroyed by those what are they called, camo balloons, is maybe perhaps getting another Monkey Apprentice, but that as well can get costly, and this is really just a game of cost, which actually makes it kind of interesting. I like how it's mostly a game of cost, but I imagine a lot of people hate that, so that's the reality of it though, so let's get this going. Now we already have our third one online. They're only up to Moab Mauler ability. None of them have Moab Assassin yet, but that's fine. We don't exactly need that right off the start. We can wait a little bit longer for that or store up some money for it, but we definitely have to hop on it pretty soon. Now, if you're wondering where the amount of money is per round, if you look at the bottom at the RBE, that stands for red balloon equivalent, or the amount of red balloons in each of those that you have to kill. For instance, a green balloon will be 3 red balloons, and that'll put 3 points on the counter if a green balloon was coming in. So the way that works is that's not an exact amount, because some balloons take multiple layers to pop down and only gives you $1 per pop, but that is just about the amount of money you'll get per round. It's not exact, not by any means necessary, and it certainly becomes less and less accurate as the Moab balloons roll in, but towards the beginning, maybe up until around 55, it's fairly accurate. Now right here we have a really bad situation, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to spam in the pineapples just to make sure that we don't lose here, and that has to be our wake-up call. We have to realize now the Monkey Apprentices, we got to do something about it. We have to produce a ton more Monkey Apprentices just to take out all those guys, otherwise we are in deep shit. I normally don't like to blatantly curse like that, but no, there's no and ifs or buts. We are definitely in trouble if we don't get rid of that. So I have a second one online now. Hopefully he'll be able to do a little damage for us. No promises, but I think he'll definitely be able to do a ton of damage. 1 second, please. Okie dokie, so let's get started with this again. Now we're around 44 or 50, and we're coming down to the wire, and you're probably wondering, Jerome, we don't have the glue splatter yet. What's going on? We don't have Moab Assassin. I'm freaking out, but don't, because round 46 to 50 is the highest producing rounds for money that basically, proportional-wise to what wave you're on, you will see in the entire game. It's only matched by perhaps 60 to 65. Those two set of rounds, proportionally, you know, once again, compared to what wave you're on, give the most money in the entire game. game, and it actually is just an unholy amount of money. So if you're worried, don't be. We're just fine. And in fact, if you look, we already have 2 Moab Maulers online, so we are definitely set up for that. Now, just to make sure we're completely safe, I'm going to get Glue Splatter here, and now the only other investment left is the Moab Mauler right there, Moab Assassin, I should say. And here we go, guys. That's our first Moab round. Hit it with the Moab Maul Assassin ability, and bam, one is down. Now, as you can tell, though, that leaves us in a little bit of a tight spot just because we can't exactly just pump out another one of those. We have to wait a certain amount of cooldown time. But don't worry about that, because by the time round 50 rolls around, we should be back in business, and we won't have to worry about that. So, as for the end of the game, as you can tell, this game will be wrapping up as we have all 3 of them. There it is, the other one cooldown already. All 3 Moab Assassins online, basically leaving us in a position where if you can lose, it's very unlikely that you will. It's definitely a difficult thing to do, and we're kind of setting ourselves up nicely. Now, just in case, I'm going to put a little backup guy right here. He's going to be at the very end, and if anyone decides they want to try and break through, he's going to ruin their day and basically just piss everyone off. I'm also going to build another one of those backups right here to make sure, and let's get him online now. There we go. And look at that. Some balloons tried breaking through. We're going to turn off the speed right now, and we're just going to focus on popping them using the pineapples. I know it's not as efficient as, say, road spikes are, but it's the best that we can do. There we go. Now, another good thing to do is perhaps invest in Summon Whirlwind. The Whirlwind is very good ability, and basically what that'll do is if anyone makes it to the end of the maze right near that one, he'll actually send them back to start, which is completely insane and overpowered, but it's a really cool thing to have, and I like it a lot. Look at all those lightning bolts, by the way. That's the amazing part of this. Whoopsies, we can fast forward it. It'll do a ton of damage. So here we go, guys. Round 50 coming around with the 3 Moab balloons. One goes down. There we go. Now we're kind of setting ourselves up nicely. I'm not going to fast forward it for the most part. I'm going to slow it down at some parts, but you definitely don't want to miss up when a Moab balloon spawns in because you want to take that time to call in your special ability or your ultimate for your tower. And there we go. Slow it down. Bam, pop him. There should just be one more coming in, and I think we'll be... No, wow, it only put in 2. Normally, I'm used to having 3. I don't know if they amended the game, but usually there's 3 on round 50. Regardless, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this and hope you learned something new. Maybe this helped you out. If it did, then be sure to subscribe. I do content like this all the time. I'm going to flow back into Bloons Tower Defense, but in the meantime, I have all sorts of Flash players, Minecraft, you name it, I film it, and I enjoy doing it. So thank you guys once again. Show this video some love, and have a good night.